up, you guys? Mr. Sark here. I'm in North Carolina at Red Storm, and I'm talking to Tommy, creative director of multiplayer on Ghost Recon Future Soldier. How you doing, man?
Excellent.
This place is awesome, by the way. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, anytime.
It's better than any of the studios we have at Machinima. Oh, snap. I can't do the snap thing. Anyway, we're talking multiplayer. In this room, especially behind us, you can see people throwing down in a 6v6 match. This is a tricky time for shooters.
Yeah.
What's your guys' approach as this game is coming out to keeping it, keeping it fun and fast-paced, but not losing that the tactical mojo that Ghost Recon's so known for?
Right. Well, as you probably experienced today, all of our game types are objective-driven. So our goal coming into the project was we wanted the players to feel that value in their squad. We wanted the teammates to provide an obvious value on the battlefield. So because of the fact that we reward the teams that play together, we reward through XP and through the score and just through the win of the match based on how objectives are completed, we found that drives even the self-proclaimed lone wolf of lone wolf players to play with their squad, to play in the intel loop, to help provide cover when taking objectives. So that was a big goal for us, was to get players playing together.
What are the modes in Ghost Recon Future Soldier?
So we have the conflict mode is the mode that people will probably be the most familiar with. It was the one that we demoed at E3, and that's the one that we refer to as our objective-based team deathmatch. And although we call it that, the win definitely comes from, again, taking the objectives and playing as a team more so than the kills. But it is more of a team deathmatch type flow in that you can just run around and get kills, and it does support your team because the fewer enemies you have on the battlefield, the easier it is to take the objectives. We also have the decoy objective type. The premise behind that is there is an attacking team and a defending team, and the attacking team has 3 objectives in the world. 2 of them are decoy objectives. One of them is the key objective, which, when that one's completed, reveals the final demo objective. We have the saboteur game type, which is the match starts with a bomb centrally located on the map. It's each team's goal to acquire the bomb and then to escort the bomb carrier to the bomb site, which is typically near the spawn of the enemy, and then detonate the bomb. And then, last but not least, we have the callback to the classic Ghost Recon blind siege, which we call siege due to the intel loop. It's not exactly blind, but it is our most hardcore mode where there are no respawns. When you die, it's over. And it's another objective-based. The team that's defending spawns in at the objective. Their job is to defend it till time runs out. The attacking team, their job is to take it before time runs out, or either side can eliminate the other team because there are no respawns, and that's the end of the match.
Siege is by far my favorite game mode and has always been in Ghost Recon. I'm so happy it's coming back. All my best memories were, all your bros are down and everyone's watching you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stressful. We've seen a few of the maps on the stations behind us. I still don't think I've seen them all. How many are there?
There are 10 total. We're actually running some of the ones you guys didn't get to play earlier. We're running right now. So yeah, there are 10 maps total. I think there's a variety of about 5 to 6 themes. We wanted to make sure that the multiplayer spaces had a visual and a thematic tie-in to the campaign, so a lot of the assets are shared across campaign and multiplayer. But for us, it was more about just making sure that the flow of the map worked well for the multiplayer experience. All game types are playable on all 10 maps, by the way.
All game types available, all 10 maps. I think in general, everyone will high-five you for that.
Good.
Yeah. Let's talk about weapons for a minute, Tommy. You've shown off Gunsmith, and if you've been following Ghost Recon videos online, you're familiar with this Minority Report looking tool. I messed with it a little bit. How many possibilities are there, would you say?
I'm reluctant to say. We've had engineers who have given us calculations on this. The most recent numbers I've heard were in the tens of millions of possible combinations. We've got 52 weapons. We've got roughly 48, 49 attachments, and the combination possibilities they're not endless, obviously, but they are up in the millions. So the majority of those modifications are functional modifications. We do have quite a bit of camo patterns, which is that's just there for the cool factor, whatever you prefer. But the actual other modifications, they have a direct impact on how the weapon plays. And the thing that we love about that is we provide players with this arsenal of things that allow them to play the way they want to play.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to do. So.
With this game, why did it stay in the third-person zone? What was the choice? You know, what were the ideas behind Ghost Recon becoming third-person and then sticking with that through the last few titles?
A big part of that for us, in regard to us chasing that authentic experience, is the concept of situational awareness. When a soldier's in a battlefield, they do have a great sense of their periphery. And in a first-person shooter, that's one of the first things that you lose is when you narrow that field of view. You may have a guy standing right next to you that's a teammate providing a valuable service of just protection, and you may miss out on that. So one of the advantages of playing in the third person is you gain that sense of the location of your team around you, and in a sense of danger, if you see those bullet ricochets at your feet, you get a much more quicker sense of direction in third person.
How does the unlock system work in Ghost Recon? And what's available like starting when you just kick off? Are you going to get stomped if you buy the game 3 months late and everyone's unlocked all the attachments and you're just coming in?
No, obviously skill plays a big factor into that, but the beauty of the gunsmith system is for each faction, every time you level up, you gain points to spend in gunsmith. So we have the guns essentially stripped down of all the modifications out of the gate. They're pretty raw, but they're pretty powerful still. So the first time you level up, that very first level that you get, you can go into gunsmith and you can spend a point per faction. So you can go into a bow dark weapon and you can add an optic. You can go into a ghost weapon and you can do the dual mag. You know, whatever fits your personal play style, those modifications are available to you right out of the gate. And then there's the equipment that's available to you out of the gate. So, for example, the engineer has the sensor grenades right out of the gate. He also, all the roles have access to the camera sensors, so that provides you access to the intel loop. The beauty of the way we've paced out the points that you get, we wanted to make sure that you weren't limited to, I think I want this item, but I'm not quite sure. So we've done two things to counter that. We allow you to take each piece of equipment, each modification you make into the firing range and test it before you spend that oh so valuable point. So you're making an informed decision and we're not telling you what you're going to get, we're allowing you to try it out. Also, the way we space out the weapon unlocks, you'll unlock more, you'll have more points to spend maybe than you'll need for any one loadout, but you can change the way your weapon performs per map. We have some maps that have more close quarter settings than others. So you may want to set your PDR up for more ranged, so you've got maybe a magnifying optic on there, but you maybe spend a gunsmith point on just a red dot for some of the more close quarters things. So as long as whatever you have unlocked is available through the in-game 2D gunsmith, so you can go in there and swap those parts out before you redeploy each time.
Eventually, will it be possible to have everything at your disposal, or do we have to be careful as we're leveling up?
You won't unlock enough points to buy every attachment for every weapon, but we do start the game off with a respec token, so if you get through there and you've spent your points on certain things and you know it's just not what you wanted, you can spend that token, and when you hit level 50 you get another one as well. So you can, if you hit level 50, you're not happy with how you kitted out your equipment, you can spend that point, you get all your points back, and you can choose different equipment, you can choose different attachments for your guns.
Got it. One of the things I really liked about what you guys are doing with weapon balance, and we talked about a little bit ago, was your control versus maneuverability. So it's like when you're adding attachments or longer or shorter barrels, things like this, you're either sacrificing maneuverability for control or vice versa, or trying to find a balance. And I thought it was kind of cool. The maneuverability in particular was interesting. I thought it meant that I was slowed down physically, but it turns out, like you explained, it's a reticle bloom.
Right, it's how quickly you're going to recover your accuracy as you move around. So we have both sides of that. We've got the accuracy side of being able to just control your gun and how easily you can stay on target, and then how quickly after you move, you return your focus.
Right, so you're either going low kick, wide reticle, or you're getting a tight reticle and you've got a little bit more kick on the gun, which it should be said right now, and I like this, these guns kick like fucking mules. So you end up really having to feather the trigger. This game is going to break, hopefully, a lot of bad habits. Because I think shooter players are a bunch of lazy mofos right now. This will put them on the straight and narrow. That's me. Don't hate on Tommy. All right, so one of the things that I've heard you discussing through the room today, and I still don't have a total grasp on, is the confidence system. Explain that to me and how that affects the team in multiplayer.
Sure.
Like I kind of would understand it in co-op, but in multiplayer, how's that work?
The idea being that, again, all the game types are objective-based. So what the confidence system does is it reduces the interaction time on the objective. So if I'm running around by myself and I get to this particular objective, it may take me 15 seconds to complete the interaction, which, as you've seen in the game, if you've got your back to combat or if you don't have your weapon ready, 15 seconds is a very, very long period of time. So what the confidence system does is it provides a game mechanic version of focus for the player. If I've got a teammate that I know is watching my back, in reality, I can concentrate more on the task at hand. In the game, what it does is it does an immediate reduction of the interaction time for the objective. So the more teammates that you bring with you, up to 3, there's 3 levels of confidence building, you can actually cut the objective interaction time in half. We actually provide equipment that provides a boost for that as well with the engineer role. If you take the field computer, it acts as one level of confidence for you. So then you can have that single engineer with just 1 or 2 squad mates with him, getting the full benefits of confidence system, and then just running around, sweeping up objectives and being able to coast through the map as a squad. And that, again, drives players to playing together. That was the whole objective behind the confidence system.
Is there split screen?
There is a split screen for our Horde mode, which we call Guerrilla.
Okay.
Yeah, the Guerrilla mode has a split screen.
Is there dedicated servers?
The way these work is the system tests for the fastest ping on the server, so the host ends up becoming somebody playing in the pod.
Got it.
Yeah.
And is there private matches?
There are private matches. We actually have a whole squad system set up where you can invite players to join your squad, and you can set up squad-on-squad matches, and then you can set up private matches. Within the private matches, you can have access to the full arsenal, so it doesn't require that you go through and actually play and progress your character. From day one in the private match, all the equipment and all the attachments for the weapons are all unlocked. The other thing that we like about the private match is it allows the players to set up asymmetrical combat. So the game is set up to be 6v6, but we can allow in an asymmetrical setup, you could fire up the server at 3v9, you could do 4v8, if you want that off-balance experience. And we know that in the past some players have wanted to do that. Let's take my 4 top guys and put them up against the 8 underlings or whatever. So yeah. The private matches allow you to set up that way.
Got it. And let's see, finally, I just wanted to talk a little bit about how you guys are doing these squads, or I think you call them fire teams, is that right?
Well, those are 2 different halves. The squad system actually is more of a clans type system. Okay. So with squads, you can invite people to join your squad, and you get the squad tag and the squad motto, and you can manage squad matches and play squad versus squad matches. In terms of how we manage within the quick match, we do break the teams up for fire teams. The idea being that within the 6-man team, there are 2 3-man fire teams. And then the coordination system allows you access to directly communicate with the players within your fire team, but you still have communication, and the intel benefit the entire team.
So you have voice chat with your whole team, but some like spawn-on teammate, that type of stuff's limited to your fire team.
Right, exactly, and that was again a pacing thing for us. We wanted to make sure that we gave the players the ability to get back into combat quickly by being able to deploy on a fire teammate, but we still wanted to have that pacing control, so we didn't want to have players popping up all over the map constantly. So that was in an effort to try and kind of control pacing of the game.
All right, well, thank you so much, Tommy.
Scott.
I'm going to get back to it right now. This is the work part of my day, by the way, nothing personal.
Right, now.
But I'm going to get back to the fun part of my day. Yeah. Appreciate all the hard work you've done on Ghost Recon. I'm an old fan, so should I just give you my money now? Are you taking pre-orders now? Or
I might be able to hook you up with a copy. We'll see.
Yeah. Perks.